What is going on, everyone? My name is Cheyenne. Welcome to episode 4 of the podcast. We're joined today with a special guest and member here of TSS SATX. We got the one and only Michael Davis right here next to us. And as always, Davion Aldridge.
There you go.
There you go. This is being episode.
I'm gonna stop saying my name. I'll let you say it.
You want me to start?
Yeah, from now on, I'll just let you say it. Yeah.
Is it like a flow thing? Do you feel uncomfortable saying your name?
I don't know. I guess I feel like it's just a little bit awkward.
Right? I was
like,
thinking about that
I'm
too when I was
Davion,
editing it.
And I'm just like, and then you just continue. So yeah. I'll just let you say my name.
Okay. This episode 4 of the TSS Pod is sponsored by absolutely no one. So if you are a company or whatever that wants to get in on these amazing podcasts, come on down and hit me up. I'll put my email right here, shy@texasstraightsystems.com. And we got some really good sponsorship packages for anyone that wants to jump in on this. But we're not here for that. We're here for Mr. Mikey himself. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
You know? Hey, tell me, you recently got a bike, right?
I recently got a bike, yeah.
Like a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Like
But didn't you have one already?
I haven't had a bike since... So I rode like mini bikes and dirt bikes when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
And then my mom had a bike. And so she taught me how to ride when I was riding a motorcycle when like 14. To middle school. Like I would ride it to like the open gym in the summer.
What?
Like right before I went to high school, we had open gym at like my middle school, and I would like ride the bike because it was down the street.
Okay.
And then I would just ride it to high school, like whenever like she couldn't take me on the weekend or I had an event or something, I would just take the bike. And then so I've been waiting. I've been like trying to get a bike since then. For like the last 10 years.
What kind of bike is it?
It's a Harley 48.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's nice. You've always liked the Harleys or versus the...
I think just I'm a little bit older and smarter. I wanted a sport bike, but I'm just like, I got to run it by the wifey. I got to run it by my fam. Yeah. Nobody wants you on that sport bike.
No.
Yeah. Nobody wants you on that shit. So, and even myself, I'm like, bro, do I really need to go that fast? Like, I'll just get the Harley. Yeah, I'll just get the Harley, cruise a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So side topic, we're not here for this, but when I was younger, I had like faster cars, and then I wrapped one around a tree, and I almost flipped one over. And then once I got my Prius, I've been chilling. No one turns their head at a Prius going 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So I feel like they do.
That might
like in being oppressed, right?
Yeah, like
it's a fast Prius.
I don't think I've ever seen a Prius go 100.
No.
That's another reason why the Harley for me is better. I got like my ticket history is crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
Oh shit.
Like, bro, crazy. Like by the time I was a senior in high school, I had like 4 citations, doing donuts. Like,
you're one of those.
Dumb shit.
Yeah. Fun fact.
I had an 01 Mustang, bro. I thought I was bad, bro. And I was just doing fucking donut shit. But the Harley, bro, I feel like cops think you're one of them on the Harley, bro. Cops are like, oh, it's a Harley. Like, that's what we ride.
Yeah.
As opposed to me on a sport bike, they're like looking for you.
Yeah. I should get a Ford Escape.
Ford Escape.
Isn't that what they drive? Is it the Ford Escape?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so.
Wait, before we continue, just really like side topic, right? You're talking about cops. I saw a white Camaro yesterday flying, right? And then lights just popped up inside the Camaro. It was a cop.
Yeah.
Oh,
a
white Camaro.
Just blended in. Yeah.
281.
Yeah. I got pulled over by like an F-250 cop. And it had no decals, no nothing.
Really?
Thought it was like completely normal.
See, stuff like that.
In my Prius, actually.
I'd be skeptical of. I'm like, well, why don't you have no tagging on your vehicle? Like, how do I know you're a cop?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like anything can happen.
Are you one of those that questions them when they come to the window, or? Because I'm like a yes sir, no sir person.
I'm a yes man. I just follow orders.
Yeah. Lowest level.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, how's what's it called? You competed in May, right? March. Gotcha. From which meet was that again?
PA
Nationals. And what you got next?
I'm trying to not like put any pressure on myself to do a meet.
Okay.
just because like the injuries and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got to be ready by a certain date, you might do something that you wouldn't have done
Yeah.
in terms of the rehab. But with that being said, definitely trying to do Nats next
Okay.
year.
Okay.
But again, I'm just leaving it up in the air. Like, if
Yeah.
I feel like I'm healthy enough, if I feel like I'm strong, I'll do it. If not, maybe I take the year.
Yeah.
And then before that, if I'm healthy, I might do a local sometime between here and Nats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that hard to manage with your competitive spirit? You know, like you train hard AF, right? For some reason, I'm more comfortable saying the word shit than the F word, rightfully so, right? But anyways, I digress. So you train really hard. So like, how does that? How are you able to manage that? Like, I guess more on a mental level of like realizing where your body's at, but what you physically want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a process to get there, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little bit more mature now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've obviously been through stuff in my training career in terms of like injuries
Yeah.
for like the last three. It's been like 3 years of like on and off pretty not severe injuries, but that are taking me out.
Mhm.
So now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I don't want to do that again. I've
Yeah.
been doing that for 3 years, right? So now I got to be a little bit smarter to kind of pick and choose when I want to come back and make sure it's good when I come back, right? I don't want to be in this cycle of like, okay, I'm finally healthy. Now I jump right into a prep and now I'm hurt again.
Yeah.
And I'm finally healthy. You know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
I can just continue that cycle. So trying to get out of that. Yeah, that's just something I've came to over the past 3 years. It still sucks. I went to where I watched Worlds.
Yeah.
Obviously, like being injured and like knowing in my head what I'm capable of and then watching these guys do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little bit tough, right? I was
Yeah.
just a little bit down during that week. And then even going to Raleigh this past weekend, like I
Okay.
had like my mind was what's it called? Like I was focused on like helping my guy, right? So during
Yeah.
the meet I wasn't really worried about it, but after I'm like, damn, that would have been a dope meet to do.
Yeah.
I got invited to it. Couldn't do it though because of the injuries and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's a little up and down with the mental part.
PA Nats wasn't bad though. Like it was pretty good in terms of like your performance. On record, I think that's your second best total, right? Or no?
I don't
Obviously,
I totaled it or
a
no?
few hiccups here and there. I think it was
I think I totaled 2,000.
just
even.
over 2,000, or it might have been 2,000 even.
Whatever it
Yeah.
is. I've done over 2K. That's the fourth time.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think it might have been close. It's like within 20 pounds of like
Gotcha.
all my best totals.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've been having the knee pain, trouble,
Mhm.
whatnot. Walk me through that. When did that start? When did that really start to become a problem, and how you had to mitigate that and all that?
Yeah. It's crazy. The knee pain started in like I've been having knee pain since like 7th grade.
Really?
7th grade football. I was like taking games off, going to doctors, getting my knees scanned.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the same thing. It might be like a totally different thing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been like an on and off thing since I started training. Pretty much. Even squats in high school, I was not the guy trying to like run in to do squats because my knees were always like kind of iffy.
Interesting.
But yeah, I found ways over the years. I've worked with like a few PTs. Just work with a lot of different people, ways to manage it. I've implemented some of the what's that guy's name? Ben Patrick.
Yeah.
Knees over toes.
Knees over toes
Yeah.
guy. I've implemented some of that stuff. I do feel like it's helping. I think I just got to stick with it over a long period of time and not do it for like 3 months
Yeah.
or 2 months and then be like, oh, I'm healthy
Yeah.
and just go back to normal training.
Even during like your equipped run at UT, you were still dealing with knee pain.
Yeah, but I would just wrap
Yeah.
the shit out of my knees.
Yeah.
Really?
I would just
So
wrap
kind of
them
masked
tight,
it.
and I'm like, I don't feel nothing
Yeah.
until after. You know what I mean?
Is that like your competitive spirit? Like even knowing, you know, that this quote unquote is an issue, right? But like you're just like, yo, I love the sport. I love like training. I love competing kind of thing. Is that
Oh yeah,
is that a lot of love for the sport then?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It makes sense. It only makes sense, you know?
I think anybody that competes in the sport at a high level, maybe one guy that doesn't love the sport and he's just a freak of nature. He trains for 2 years, he goes to Worlds, and then he retires, right?
Mhm.
But if you're doing this shit for a long time,
Yeah.
it's because you love it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's not enough perks to do it, to spend as much time away from your family, to do 2 hours, 5, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough benefit outside of just actually loving doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, what do you feel like is, in your opinion, can like bridge that gap a little bit more for like not in better pay, but like, you know, what does it need, you know, for an athlete to
You mean from
be
like
all in?
a sponsorship perspective?
I guess, right? Like more sponsors.
Well, I think the nature of the sport is just not as watching powerlifting is not as exciting, right?
Yeah.
As watching any other dynamic sport like basketball, soccer, football.
Yep.
Everyone could pretty much agree. I think most people could agree on that it's
Yep.
just not as exciting. So then it's on like the companies. SBD does a great. They do the best.
Mhm.
So like SBD before every meet is building hype, right? Before Sheffield, they're coming and doing interviews with every lifter. I think they can go even further with that. Like you watch like UFC when they're doing the week up to a fight,
Yeah.
and they'll go follow the fighter around. They'll follow him to the airport. They'll follow him to like whatever little activities they're doing. Maybe they go on a hike. Maybe they go they get their hair cut. They go whatever they do. I think you could take it even further, right? To just have people more invested. Maybe like people say their plans, and now I'm invested. Like, okay, is Jesus going to hit the 500 kilo squat? Right? Like I've seen his life up through this week. He's talked to me about his goals. Like I know his personality. I'm more invested in him doing well. Now I want to tune in and watch.
Yeah.
So
In terms of, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
In terms of money, I mean, the money has to come from somewhere, right? It has to be worth it. They're not just going to hand out free money.
Yeah.
It has to be like, oh, we know we're going to get a return on this because people are going to want to watch this guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that content leading up to meets will help. Also, high level meets where it's just, and this is like not no offense to nobody, but like we need more meets like Raleigh. It's just like, hey, these are the 12 best people. Okay, top 24 best people, right? That didn't go to Sheffield in the country. Like, watch this meet.
Yeah.
So you do more stuff like that, then people are gonna want to watch because nobody's watching. People are not watching YMCA basketball on TV. You know what I mean? They're watching the best.
Yeah.
So we need more stuff like that, I think.
I agree. When you were talking about Jesus and like leading up into the week before a competition, so more so of like storyline building is what you would think would kind of bring us up to the next step.
Yeah. And I think he's the best example because, like, if you watch his interview going into the first Sheffield, he talks about like a lot of his family stuff. He got very emotional. Yeah, people are invested in stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I think we can do it more.
Yeah,
we can go harder on it.
Yeah, well, it becomes more of a sellable product when we have more household brand names being brands. You know, so the one feeds into the other kind of thing. So I mean, then let's talk about like the best platforms, right? You have been competed at Worlds. How many times? That's
3 times.
3 times. How has that experience been in the competition? Like when it's at that level, you know, kind of thing where like y'all are fighting for kilos, you know, for pretty much every weight class kind of thing. You enjoy that kind of like what you're fighting for, training for all the time, you know, kind of thing is to get back over there, obviously, right? What would be second to that?
I mean, Sheffield. It's like Sheffield. Sheffield is the biggest, most different experience from any other powerlifting experience I've ever had. Like in terms of just like the magnitude of how big it felt, they made it feel really big. That's another like meet where they did the best in terms of like content so far. Where we had like a whole schedule for the week, right? And they were just like athlete interview this time, fitting this time. We're gonna take pictures of you in your uniform or your kit at this time. Like everyone had their own schedules. We were all like bouncing around doing interviews. That's like the most professional powerlifting experience I've ever had, right? That's
media days.
Media day, bro. Like that's like what real athletes do. Professional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Sheffield was different. But I want to be competing at that level. I've already gotten there.
Yeah.
And I've done like after I did my first Worlds, I did like local meets, and it's just like It almost feels like I'm training. You know what I mean? It feels like I'm just coming into the gym and doing an SBD or something, as opposed to like, oh, there's more pressure. I'm actually competing with like people that are on the same level type thing. So that's for sure what I'm trying to get again.
Your first Worlds, what was that?
2018 junior.
2018.
Junior Worlds was my first.
2018.
2018 in Canada. Banff. No, not Banff. Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. That was a good one. Second one? What was that?
Second one, South Africa.
Okay.
21?
22.
2.
Oh, really?
And then 23 was... Where was 23?
What was
23,
again? Malta.
Malta, yeah.
Malta.
Yeah.
That was a good one, too.
Funnest one. Which one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Probably... South Africa was cool, but we were on a resort. And also my sleep schedule was set up to where I literally slept like all day.
Nice.
In South Africa, were y'all in Potchefstroom or Johannesburg?
We were in Sun City.
Oh,
But I don't know. Sun City is like the resort, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if they built a city around it at this point and it's like its actual own city, but I don't really know where we were in South
Gotcha.
Africa as opposed just I know we were in Sun City Resort.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, South Africa I had like flipped my sleep schedule or I kept my same sleep schedule from home. So I was going to bed at like 5 a.m. over there and waking up at like 2 or 3 because I didn't compete till 6.
Okay.
So I just kept it. So I almost didn't do shit. I was just in my room awake till 4 a.m. so I go to bed. And
That don't sound.
it wasn't fun. But I was so set on like, no, I need to be rested for the meet. And I
Yeah.
did that for like 5 days. I got there like 5 days early
Really?
and just like everything's closed at 10.
Well, if
Yeah.
you got there 5 days early, wouldn't you just like want to adjust to their time?
Yeah, that's what. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't compete till 6. So it was just like, I'll just wake up at 2 or 3, whatever time I was waking up. And it'll be like, I'm training in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got you.
How is that? Do you like basically waking up 2 hours or 3 hours before you're supposed to compete, like well rested and everything like that? Is that, do you feel more optimal, in that?
I'd say like three, maybe, yeah, 3 hours is good.
Yeah.
2 to 3 hours, get the body to wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
I usually don't sleep good before meets.
Really?
Yeah,
Being
like maybe if I
excited.
get like 6 hours, it's like a really good night. But a lot of times it's less than that.
Okay.
So if I wake up way before the meet, by the time I get to the end of the meet, I'm gonna be
Dream.
Yeah.
cooked.
Yeah.
When was your first meet?
First meet ever,
Yeah.
2009.
Oh, that was the year I graduated.
9, 10, 10, 11, 12, maybe, yeah, 2009.
Right.
High school, yeah.
Hey, how old are you?
28.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh. I thought you were a little younger. Oh.
I'm getting there. I'm getting
You're getting there, man. What's it called? So you started powerlifting right out of high school, kind of thing, like freshman year?
I started in high school. I didn't really take it serious at all. I almost don't even count the first 2 years because I lifted for 2 months when we did the season. And then after that, I didn't lift the whole year.
Yeah.
So whenever I tell people when I started, I kind of don't count those. Just give myself a little more credit.
Yeah.
I started really seriously in 2011.
Yeah. What turned that switch? What made you take it serious?
I quit the other sports I was doing. I just grew up. You get older, you just want to be bigger.
Yeah.
I was really small in high school, so I wanted to grow.
I don't believe that.
Bro, I was the tiniest. I was probably the smallest guy on the football team freshman year.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta send me a photo.
I was like 5'1", 110,
Okay.
110 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe. Because knowing you.
But I was also late.
Okay.
I didn't hit puberty till later.
Really?
You're
All right.
little.
We're getting fun facts
Tiny.
left and right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
5'1", 110.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being that small.
Bro, I know
You're only like 1 inch and 30 pounds difference. That's awesome, man. So then you competed for UT Austin. How was that experience? Like, did you go? How was nationals, all that? Like
that was the best.
the best time?
In terms of just fun I had, that was probably the most fun I've had in powerlifting.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're in a team environment. There's so many days where I come in now and I just train. I train by myself, which is fine.
Yeah.
I love training, so I'm gonna do it anyways. But you're always in that team environment with we had practice times. It's I'm not missing practice. I was super dedicated, so I was there all the time.
Yeah.
And then you go to collegiates.
When and how much did your life change when you joined the Flex Empire?
Oh, that's a really good one.
I would say it changed a lot.
You got riches, you got fame.
Stop.
It's a great community.
Yeah, it changed a lot because one, I feel like the training I was doing got me to the point I was at, but I was kind of stuck, right? And in my head, I've always thought of myself, I probably have given myself more credit in terms of like what I'm capable of. I've always thought like, oh, I'm capable of this, but I wasn't getting there at that time, right? And then I saw Joey, Coach Hack at 2016 Worlds, and that's when I was like, all right, this is the guy. Like, he just beat Brett Gibbs. It's the biggest matchup maybe ever in like raw powerlifting that we've seen in terms of hype, in terms of like the amount of people watching. So then I hit him up, and it was like immediate, like in terms of my progress. A lot of my training was like geared towards equip twos. It was just different.
Yeah.
But now I already knew I was switching to raw at that point. So my progress was so fast at that time. And I had gotten, what was it, 2016? I got second place at collegiates. 2017, second place at collegiates. So I was like really trying to get over that hump. Then I got with Joey and I went to Raw Nats and I won like my first Raw Nats as a junior. And then so it was just like a flip, like, okay, I'm over the hump. Like I got my first national title. I'm going to Worlds. You know what I mean? Like it just like everything changed. Not to say I would have never got there without that, but it definitely helped me a ton. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Got me there faster.
And then puts you a part of a collective of like-minded people to like the 10th kind of thing, you know. So it's everyone on that roster, you know, for the most part, you know, they're like world or national ranked athletes.
The top people,
yeah.
I mean, we coach there's like a lot of people that get coached by
building up to
people in the team, but yeah, the top people, a lot of top people on the team for sure.
So you joined around 2016. That's when you became a part of Team Flex.
I think.
Okay, now you are an actual coach for Flex. When did that happen?
So that was like I finished school and then I kind of didn't know what I was going to do. I kept thinking about going to PT school and I was like, but I was going to have to retake classes because I was focused on lifting. I wasn't really focused on school too much. So my GPA wasn't the highest and I knew I was going to have to retake classes and I just wasn't really, I knew I wasn't passionate enough about it. I worked in the clinic for like, as like a tech for like, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months. And I was like, bro, this is ass. Like, there was just too many people in there that I was working with. Cause it's like it's almost like you're a trainer, right? Especially if you're a tech.
Yeah.
It's like you're a trainer, just like with regress movements to rehab somebody.
Yeah.
But a lot of those people, it's like, I want to work with people that want to be there and want to be better. But a lot of people, like, they're not athletes, which is fine. They're just normal people that want to get healthy, but they're not really putting the effort in. And that was kind of hard for me. Like, I'm like, damn, bro, I'm having to force you to do this shit. And it's your ACL that is torn. Like,
when you work with Gym Pop, it's you really gotta have the drive to really want to pull it out of people.
And that's not
working with athletes is a lot easier because it's already there. You know, they want to be better.
And that's not really my personality too much, right? Like I'm not really in people's faces like that. I'm not really like super loud. I'm kind of more quiet, more reserved. So like you said, I like to work with someone that I already know we're on the same page. You're trying to reach this goal. I'm trying to get you there. I'm not gonna have to be up your ass or on your ass every fucking day, like to make you go train or make you eat your protein or make you go to sleep. You know what I mean?
You gotta want it.
Yeah. So anyways, after all that, I was moving to California with my wife because she was Air Force. And then Joey, I was already telling myself like I'm just gonna coach. But I didn't really tell Joey that at all. I was just telling myself, and I was already coaching a few people. And then he just randomly hit me up and was like, "Hey, I want to take another coach onto the team." Basically, he had too much work because the brand was so big, but it was really just him and then Will. I don't know if y'all know Will Baye.
Yes.
But it was just them too. And so he's like, "I'm trying to take another coach on the team." And then I started with him. We did a whole like trial period, all this stuff. And that was around 2019, I would say. Yep.
You're still with them. You've been staying with them ever since.
Still with them. Yeah, and I feel like being part of the team, especially with like the other coaches, it's just been so helpful in terms of like me growing as a coach because it's like, oh, I have a question. Yeah, I can go look it up. I can go watch a video, but I can also ask these people that I trust a lot Like, what is your personal experience with this?
Yeah.
Right? Or even if I have a question, like someone might send me a question and I don't know the answer. There's a lot of times where I don't know the answer and I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna just send it to some other coaches and see what's up. I'll get back to you. And then I'll send a video over to Will or I'll send it to the group chat and people will give their opinions on it. And then I can report back and help people more. You know what I mean?
It's cool just to bounce ideas
Bounce
off.
ideas. We'll have calls and stuff where we literally just talk. We're just doing that. We just bring up ideas like, hey, I've been thinking about this. What do y'all think?
That's
And then
awesome.
someone else will be like, oh, I do this. This is the way I do that. And that's helped me get way better. Because like when you're on your own trying to learn how to coach, it's just trial and error.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once you have like people around you and they can like we said, bounce it off each other, that helped a lot.
Nice.
What does it look like for you, like a 5-year goal or 10-year goal? Is it within the sport? Is it within the sport? What would be like your 5-year goal? What do you want to achieve within 5 years?
Win Worlds, win Sheffield, go to World Games.
Okay.
And then repeat.
Yeah.
I mean, Worlds will be 8 years, right?
No, I'm really
World Games.
World Games.
Yeah.
I'm really confident, and I've had to bring myself to this place.
Yeah.
But like the last 3 years have been like the worst training, and it sucks because now I train with the fucking best guy in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it just lined up with my training to where it's like, man, these have been some really hard times of me training. So it's like I don't really get the full use out of it, right? Training with him, but I'm really confident that I'm about to hit a stride because like my bench. I don't know if y'all heard people say like when you hit like 28 to 30, like there's a different like grown man strength you hit.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it's
true. It's true.
But I'm just gonna believe it. I'm just gonna believe that shit. I'm 28 right now. And my bench has just been going. I was trying to hit 500 for so long, and then I finally hit it, and then now I hit 515.
Oh shit.
And now I'm like in a spot where it's like, okay, my bench feels like it's progressing faster than it did for like a 2 or 3 year span when I was younger.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be more prime according to some people. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, my head is like, oh, I'm about to hit this stride. 28 to 32. That was like Taylor Atwood ran shit from 28 to 32 or 33. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And I think if I stay healthy, then I think I can make that happen.
Okay.
Within, your lifting career, who's been like the most influential person in terms of inspiration? I feel like we all have to pull inspiration from somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who has been that figure for you within your life and your lifting career?
I would say now, like as I've gotten better, not that I don't have any inspiration, but I would say it's a lot less. Right now, it's more about competition. Like, oh, I see this guy, and I can't really like look up to nobody because it's like, no, I want to beat that guy. So I can't put him on that pedestal.
But you can say yourself, like if
no,
you're
it ain't my shit.
like if you want to go full Kobe
I could never
Bryant,
see him.
that's completely fine.
Nah, if we go early, so like if I go early, the earliest it was like my dad and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was a gymnast, and my sister is a way better athlete than me. Like she was varsity volleyball, soccer. She could have been varsity track. Like she could have been varsity whatever, pretty much from like sophomore year on. But she was just so strong, and I was tiny. She was doing fucking 20 pull-ups at like 12 years old in gymnastics, and I'm like a twig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just seeing her, I was like, nah, I'm about to get swole as fuck. Like,
Well, I remember she did powerlifting for like a year, and
she was already like
she was killing it,
getting up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she would go to gymnastic practice, and I'd go in the garage and be like, I'm about to get swole before she gets home. Like, I'm about to be jacked.
Yeah.
And then my pops was like always in shape growing up.
Okay.
He would go to the gym, like when he started taking me to the gym when I was like 10 to 12.
Mhm.
And I would see him rep 315 for like 3 or 4 reps. And I was like mind blown. I was like, what the fuck? Like nobody else in the gym was doing that.
Yeah.
And my dad's 5'4", like at the time, probably like 170 pounds. So it's not like he was like a super big guy.
Yeah.
So both of those were like my early inspiration to train. And then once I finished high school, I was kind of like veering more towards the bodybuilding route. Like I just wanted to get swole. I was about to go to college. Like I just wanted to be big. But then I got there, and then that's when I like met the team. I met Ian, and Ian at that time was like Ian Bell. Yeah. Ian Bell was like the standard, right? Like he won collegiate 4 years straight, and I got to train with him. So every day I go into training, I looked up to him a lot. also, again, it turned into competition for me. For him, he probably didn't give a fuck. He was like, this guy's a bum, like, he's a scrub, whatever. But for me, it was like, I was like looking at him like, no, I want to beat this guy. Like, how can I get to this? So my goals, like freshman year, I was like writing them out, and I'm like looking at his totals and like shooting them, like, okay, by junior year, I want to do this. By senior year, I want to do this. Yeah, so I would say those three were like the early ones that got me really invested.
Gotcha. And now it's just the pursuit of goals and competitiveness that's the driving force for you now.
Yeah.
Nice.
That same time when I wrote that those goals freshman year, I also just said like, oh, I'm gonna be world champ, and that was in 2013.
Oh wow!
And I still have gotten 2 silvers, 1 fourth place, but I was hurt, so I don't know, whatever.
No one's got to know.
But that's like, I'm like holding myself to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people are like, bro, so many people, especially friends like outside of powerlifting that don't understand as much, have asked me like, oh, when are you gonna stop lifting? Like, what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
But in my head, it's like, no, I have to do this before I'm done.
Yeah,
Like, there's no choice. Like, I'm gonna do that shit until I win at least 1 Worlds.
Yeah. Now we'll be rooting for that too. Side question, personal question. I was personally in love with your hair, right? Like you had the longest, most Garnier Fructis advertisement hair that this gym has seen in a very long time. Is that ever an option for it to come back?
It's an option. It's an option. It's just, bro,
The commitment.
it's a commitment.
Yeah.
And you have to just look like a bum for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, I just look like trash in that in between phase.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I thought about doing it after this last match. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just roll my hair out again.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, but my sister's about to get married.
Yeah.
What is my hair gonna look like by the time the wedding comes around?
Dude only had long hair just so he could fit in over there in California.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I used to have hair like that, but I've made like 2 attempts at it. I don't know if it's more so getting old again or getting old, but then I realized I was like, shit, I can't grow it out like I used to.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just always wanted to ask that. But another side question. You're gonna be out of town for, let's say, 2 weeks or 1 week kind of thing. Coming up like these next few weeks out.
Oh, just the weekend.
Just the weekend. Okay.
I was out this past weekend.
Oh, so I guess like more side question. How is training change when you're on the road for like over a week or whatever like that? Have you come across that hurdle yet? Or
Yeah, for the most part, in my past, I would never ever really miss a session unless it was like I had to. Now, not that I'm more lax on it, but I'll try to like combine stuff before I leave. So like today I did bench and deadlift. I'm not really supposed to do that till tomorrow. And then I'm gonna miss a bench session over the week. Like, I'm gonna be in Cancun.
Yeah.
The day I'm supposed to be training, I'm flying. The day before that is my sister's wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like chalking that up. Like, yeah, I'm gonna miss a session here. You know what I mean?
Is that heartbreaking, like to you, or like are you like?
If I was in prep, I'd be a little bit mad about it.
Okay.
But right now, where I'm trying to get healthy and like missing a session, I might actually feel better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe just relaxing my body and just enjoying some time with my family will make me feel better. I kind of look at it that way.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That makes sense.
That was a good question.
Right?
Like, give me some.
Hey, man.
Oh,
I'm out here.
I like that.
But yeah, you know,
I should be in Cancun too, but I'm not going. I got work to do.
we got a lot
We're
of
gonna
work
be
to do.
related by marriage now.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cousins?
I mean, his sister, my brother, they're tying the knot.
Your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Your actual like brother?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you only had a younger brother.
Oh, I got an older brother.
How come you're not going to Cancun then?
I got work to do. We got work to do. We're doing this. You know,
we're
we got more
creating
stuff
all
in the
the things.
pipeline.
We got paint and all that stuff.
I'm done with questions. Big Michael Davis fan. If you got any other questions?
Yeah, he is a big MD.
Look,
MD fed.
Ashton trains here too. You know, Ashton and Mikey are in the same weight class. I got a lot of love for Ashton, but I got more love for Michael Davis.
Yeah, let them know.
I think that's so awesome too. Like, you know, as we close this up, like we have 2 of the strongest lifters in the same weight class, competing in the training in the same house.
Yeah.
You know, What, do y'all have like an interaction or anything like that?
We're
Do y'all,
boys. We're boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all feed off each other's on training sessions?
Yeah.
Okay.
We keep all the other stuff till even meet day. Ashton's like super nice.
Yeah. He's very.
I'm he's competitive, but he's so nice. Like,
Yeah.
like when I hit my 507 bench, he like dapped me up right after and like gave me a hug.
He's probably right there watching it all.
Yeah. He's out there watching. Me, I'm a little bit different. Not because like I don't want him to do good. I do want him to do good, but
Yeah.
I'm also really just trying to stay focused, stay relaxed,
Get that goal.
talk to my boys.
Locking in for you looks a little different.
Yeah. It's just a little bit different for me. But afterwards, of course.
Yeah.
We're boys.
He turns it on. Like sometimes, like when you say he's cool and all that, like I feel like he, just like how he's talked about in the interview, you know, he has that switch, you know, and I also see it in trainings. There was one time where like, I think it was a Saturday or whatever, you know, super nice, everything. And I'm like in the big room doing my thing. And then I just hear screaming and then like, fuck, you know, and then I go in there, the chalk bowl's flipped upside down, you know, like, and he's just pacing back and forth. And I was like, bro, we just like hugged, you know, like everything was good. It was like, literally a moment's time. But yeah, well, thank you so much for your time, everything. You know, we're really grateful for you training here and, you know, making this your home for whatever, you know. It's a terrible outro right now. But
Any shout outs you want to give?
yeah.
Shout out SBD. Shout out One Hun, Code Mikey. What else? Yeah, that's all I got. Shout out Team Flex. Follow the YouTube, follow the Instagram.
Don't you got something with like Legion or no? No, okay.
Oh,
That's over.
yeah, we're still figuring out how to pod, you know. So just kidding. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast, episode 4. We're gonna try to keep up this momentum going into episode 5. We will take like a 1 week or 2 week break in a sense because of the production that goes into putting these together and all that. You know, I was kind of wild for saying we wanted to do 2 of these a month because then I just like nerd out in editing these things and just have a ball. But while I'm having a great time, you know, that's where all my focus is, where I need to be wearing multiple hats, kind of thing. But anyways, again, sponsors, hit me up, email me, Shy, TexasStraightSystems.com. We got a bunch of fun guests coming up. And once again, Michael, thank you so much for being here. Davion, boom.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.